Ooh, here we are, everybody, as my camera goes the wrong way, but still, we're spawning on top of Aurora PMS. Going to be the orange Zerg on top left against SSN.Spyte. Submersible Ship Nuclear Spyte, the red Zerg on top right. This is going to be a really cool match. Spyte showed a really solid understanding of ZVZ in that last game. Nice engagements, great defense, just enough spines, good influx of units, and even with an incredibly delayed layer, like ridiculously, like 12.5-minute layer, still ended up winning against Aurora, who had a much earlier layer, much faster upgrades, and I honestly think that entire game boiled down to how long Spyte was able to delay the natural from Aurora. Spyte was able to move in with Lings, force to cancel, kill another drone, and continue being aggressive with Lings and in the face of Aurora to the point where the natural was just so late that it became very difficult for Aurora to really be able to do anything. But now both players have now seen each other where they're going to be spawning. We're going to see what they're going to be going for. It looks like Spyte is still going to be going for that Speedling opener, while Aurora seems to be wanting that 15 hatch. And this is a good map to the 15 hatch on. We can see a lot of shift queuing actually being thrown down there, but there is the nice bit of actually, is that off base? Is that off center? Might not be. The mini map, it looks normal, but this seems like an abnormally long distance. I hope not. I'm gonna hope that that's the right distance. I think it is. It's unclear though. Is it? Don't know. Alright, well, right now the spawning pool is going down, so Spyte is going for that Speedling opener. Alright, so now looking around, we've got Aurora going for the normal spawning pool going down. A lot of drones on the film, that's pretty crazy there, but still, we've got the metal boats going down. Natural will be taken soon for Spyte. We're probably going to be seeing Aurora go for a lot of Lings. I'm kind of surprised there's no gas, though. Why is there no gas, Aurora? Usually you get the extractor shortly after putting down the pool and everything, but Spinecrawler is going down. What is she doing? I'm not quite sure, but Spyte's got a lot of Lings to be able to go on the way. We're going to see the National being taken down in a second by this drone. Still, Lings are going to be pushing forward, and it seems that... Alright, I don't think that's off-center. Lings are still pushing forward, but without any kind of extractor, the first one now being taken, Aurora, I want to see what she's going to be doing. Maybe get a ton of drones, faster queens. Maybe a ton of queens are going to be coming out initially to try and defend and maybe lead into a good, theoretically, complete theory crafting, but theoretically big bunch of Nidus queen shenanigans with roaches, possibly later on. Alright. I know what's going on. Aurora is continuing to move forward with all these units. We've got a lot of... Not Aurora, Spyte moving forward with a lot of these units. The Lings and Bennings are going to be moving in and doing a nice bit of damage here. We can see there's not that much in terms of defense for Aurora, just the Spinecrawler, a few queens, and those Lings. But here we have those Banes going to move forward. One exploding. Ooh, will they get some nice shots off? There we go. Good splash damage being thrown down, but still Spinecrawler doesn't end up being hit. So it doesn't die, which means those queens cannot quite be surrounded, which means that those will be able to stay alive and defend for another day. Aurora's now up 10 food. This natural is only just now completing, so it's a very, very delayed natural. Right now, Aurora is quite ahead, 24 drones to 17 drones, almost a 10 food lead count. We're going to see a lot of aggression with those Lings, trying to do some kind of damage to keep Spyte not being terribly far behind. But we're going to see them pushing forward, trying to dart that around, and it looks like they will be able to escape with their lives. Not able to pick off a single drone is unfortunate, but not the biggest deal ever. So now we're watching as we're going to see this extractor being thrown down as well as an Evo chamber. the Roach Warren's already out, so we can definitely have a nice flow of roaches coming in. Evo Chamber are going to allow for more upgrades, but Aurora is really getting a ton of drones. Like, that's the big thing right now, the drones. Now we're at 28 drones at 25, so Spyte's been able to drone up a fair amount, even though she got a later expansion. Might be able to equalize a little bit in terms of the mid-game, but at the moment Aurora still has a pretty sizable lead, especially with the planning of getting this very quick +1 missile attacks. But still, more drones are going down for Spyte. That is actually enough to tie the drone count 32 to 32. Never mind, Aurora just started more drones. So Aurora will maintain her position of having a higher drone count. Tech is looking to be interestingly in favor, except for the fact that metabolic boost is only coming down now, which is fine. She was emphasizing roaches earlier on, so she needed gas for that. However, Spyte's now getting her own Roach Warren, so we're going to go into a nice mid-game Roach versus Roach Wars. But now let's watch for the timings of the lair. That's going to be a huge thing, are the timings of the lair and whether or not one player is going to go forward faster than the other one. Because right now, no one has lair tech out at all. Last game, it took Spyte 12.5 minutes, and if that happens again, I'll be rather surprised. As far as everything else goes, the tech's going to be pretty normal. No connection between the creep for Spyte, but Aurora does have hers now connected. 11 roaches are going down for Spyte, so that's nice, just ability to produce. She's gotta be careful though, because she's actually supply blocked right now. 2 ORs are on the way though. A lot of roaches are on the field. We see Aurora continue to spread out the creep. There are only 2 queens out for Spyte, it seems, but a lot of roaches are ready to defend. Aurora's got these moving forward. 13 roaches against 11 roaches, along with spines. Those might not be done in time. That would be unfortunate they're not done in time, but still, these roaches are going to be able to push in, try and do some damage. I think get a nice angle of engagement, that'd be big, but at the moment, we can see that Spyte's being able to reinforce, building more and more roaches, getting a nice position at the top for when these guys move in. They will take a lot of shots. Right now, Spyte's on the creep. You can get that nice angle of engagement. There it is. We see him pushing in. Drones are being pulled as well. That seems a little unnecessary. Actually phase through and start attacking, but that means Spyte's going to lose a few. But it ends up actually tanking a little bit of damage. Now we can see that the spawn callers are up. That's going to force Aurora back. And at the end of the day, Spyte does defend fairly well, but now down to 36 drones. 35 drones. But nothing... Did she cancel drones when she was building them? Because she was in line to get more than that, I think. Unless I'm just completely off base. Still, we can see that Aurora's getting out her Hydra Den. These roaches are continuing to push across the field. Spyte's really trying to be aggressive in the face of all this, and there's a nice kind of lings. There's a few spines and a few roaches here to defend. Let us be, might be enough to defend, but I don't know. Right now, Spyte is moving in with a lot of roaches and lings. See, the lings are very far ahead, though. There are no banelings to actually hit these. Will Spyte morph? Will you? Probably not. Alright, so now let's check out some more stuff. Lair Tech roach speed is going down. Group spines are going down too, so we're going to have a little bit of roach versus roach hydra, it seems. Possibly drop. You can see that right now, this natural expansion is researching pneumatized carapace, the Overlord speed upgrade. And if drop comes in at the main base fairly soon, it could really be an indicator of a fast drop. Because right now, Vengeful Sax takes a lot less time to research than pneumatized carapace. I believe I have that right. 130 and 60. No, I got that backwards. So Vengeful Sax would have had to be started first for that nice timing to be hit. So we might not be seeing drops. It may just be speed to go ahead and let the overlords and overseers just run around. And I am seriously needing food right now. I am hurting. This is bad. I don't want to pass out while casting StarCraft. That would suck. Now we have a lot of drones mined in the natural expansion. Not that many in the main. Looks like right now Aurora wants to get a third and then just divvy up her roaches, her drones to get those the nice just ratio between bases. And I just called drones roaches. Youch, that's a bad one. Oh, creep highway. Oh, Spyte's going for the Overlord creep highway, not spreading creep using creep tumors. That's actually a nice little move. Roach speed is now done. So that's going to be a really big deal. And there are a lot of Hydras out, though. And without Infestors or Hydras of her own, Spyte's going to need to get a really nice angle of engagement. There are that's kind of Lings. Ling Roach Baneling is really, really, really interesting. If the Banes can connect against those Hydras, that'll be massively huge. But there's no centrifugal hooks for them out at all. And that's really needed when you go up against Hydras, otherwise those Banes will just die very, very quickly. But now you see this third is getting attacked, and then those Lings will go ahead and just retreat. Still, third's been taken by both players. Looks like Spyte is a little bit ahead. Not by much, though, so it's almost irrelevant. Alright, so thirds are approaching completion. Lings are pushing forward. Drone transfer happening. Drone count for both players. 59 to 60, so basically even. Spyte's getting the +1 missile attack. No melee attack upgrades at all. Aurora has got 2 missile attacks done. And we've got Spine Crawler in the third going to be able to go ahead in the middle line, try and defend in that respect, which is good. But still, a lot of Roach Hydra are running around trying to find a good position to be in. Spyte for Tag has got the Infestation Pit finished with Pathogen Glands. A couple Infestors are in production right now. A few are already out. 5 Infestors is a nice chunk of Infestors, and then land the Fungals. That'll be a pretty big deal against those other Roaches. But Roach Hydra versus Roach Infestor, in all the games I've seen, it seems to favor the Roach Hydra. If you're going for Roach Infestor, you have to land perfect Fungals, continuous Fungals, and be really, really aware just about that. And it can be a little bit rough, especially considering the fact that Aurora is about to have Infestors of her own. And with that Hydra DPS, if she can really just basically range the Roach Infestor of Spyte, then that's a clear advantage for Aurora. Alright, so now I need to breathe more. This is a note to myself, as this hatchery is being put down directly in front of these Overlords, actually helping it by spreading creep. Alright, so now all of these things are continuing to push forward, and this hatchery is continuing to move forward. The queen production, go ahead and get the spawn larvas and move in over there. But now we're watching as the Phoenix are getting taken out. The Hydras are pushing out. Roach Hydra Infestors are actually not attacking. But Aurora is now max. You can really hit now and try and just get that advantage for her in this engagement, and not let Spyte get the time for these 18 Roaches to successfully reinforce, because that would be huge if that was there. Still, Spire is going down, and so's a lair. Oh, Spire lair. We're gonna Brood Lords. Spire lair, same timing. The lair is going to complete into a hive the second that Spire finishes. Greater Spire, produce Corruptors, remax with Brood Lords, and then you have a really, really important endgame timing from Aurora to try and just kill off Spyte, because that'll be a nice thing to do if they actually get that down. But now we're going to see the death of an Overseer through those Infested Terran. There's enough Infestors that that's not a big deal at all to use that energy. So, I need to breathe. Now these Infestors are continuing to move forward. It looks like they will be able to engage, waiting for that timing on that hive tech. I've never seen them go ahead, pushing in. We have all these units attacking. Big movement. All of these Infestors are moving. Going to cast a ton of Fungals. The Spine Crawlers are here for Spyte, though. A lot of Spines, but some of them are there not doing much of anything. Infested Terran are being called down. That's going to be huge. Look at the Infested Terran count is just so large, and we're going to continue to see them moving forward. A lot of them are going to go ahead and continue attacking. We can see that Spyte has actually got Hive Tech done. A lot of things are pushing forward, but it looks like Aurora's going to continue being aggressive over here. Going to try and take down his base. Should be able to, actually. These Infested Terran are about to actually just reach the end of their lives, but not before doing a good bit of damage. So Spyte looks like she will be able to clean up his attack. However, where are those Brood Lords? There's got to be Corruptors somewhere in the field. or something, but apparently not. But there's a Ultra Cavern down for Spyte, so that's going to be a really big deal if that can end up going down. If we can get a lot of Ultras on the field and move in, fungal these roaches, make sure they can't retreat, can't kite, can't spread, then Spyte could be in an incredibly strong position. Especially considering that Spyte's now started researching the +3 missile attacks. It's going to be a very deadly army to try and deal with. Burrowed infestors are out for Aurora. Drones are transferring down over here. We've got a lot of them going down. Bases are ever growing for both players. But Spyte should actually be able to snipe off this expansion. We do see roaches moving down here, multitasking attack down here, a couple of them getting caught off guard. But this expansion does fall. Now there are a lot of roaches here, infestors tearing down at the bottom, but it seems that Aurora is going to go for a big counterattack. We see a fungal on this single roach from Spyte by Aurora. I guess that's nice. But this expansion is now going to fall. We can see that now just died. But now we see this entire army being locked in by these units. We have a nice fungal on all of those roaches at the bottom. Another fungal hitting all of those roaches at the top. And it's going to be a nice cleanup by Spyte. However, Aurora is pushed in to this natural expansion with a ton of infested Terran and is focusing down this hatchery. That hatchery is going to fall. There's no way that's going to be surviving. We have more infested moving up over here. There we have the infested Terran getting spawned. Goodbye to that natural expansion. All of a sudden, Spyte is reduced to 2 bases of mining. And here we go. All those infested Terran to move in, and we see death to a few of those drones. And now we've seen a good solid count of 23 drones killed by Aurora, and only 40 drones are left for Spyte right now, trying to deal with this multitask and harassment of all these infestors. But look at their energy. It's very, very low. So down here in the bottom right, we do see Spyte still continuing to mine, while Aurora is just moving down there. We do have 2 overlords here, actually making me think that infestors were here hanging around at that base, because I was looking at the mini-map. This base is going down once again, but look at the spine crawler losing its life. That's unfortunate. Spine crawlers, any Zerg building off creep with the exception of extractors, they lose their health over time, and this one will it actually die? I don't know. But instead there's a massive engagement down here with these infestors being scouted. We're watching as the Ultras are doing a nice job of killing down those infested Terran. I just made up a new phrase, killing down. But right now, you see Aurora's got this Overseer staring at those burrowed infestors that are down here at the bottom of all of those units. These guys are still trying to be safe. They're just go ahead and be annoying, stay around here, but there is a spore crawler and a spine crawler, so they can't stay burrowed forever down there, or they will be seen by this army and then taken out. So, the hatchery down here is now completed. We've got overlords moving around, and now we see, oh, they got scouted. Goodbye, infestors. Aurora still, though, has a 30 food lead count. 30 food count lead. That's probably what I meant to say. So now, the Broodlord tech is technically out. The Greater Spyte is getting down that attack upgrade. And now we've got this hatchery about to be assailed by all those units. And here we go. Engaging and attacking. Nice bit of damage is being done. We see that hatchery is now going to fall. That's going to be unfortunate for that. But you need to retreat and try to do some damage there. We see Ultras are being caught in the back, getting fungled. Not really accomplishing much, but now they're now they're up front dealing with a lot of damage. Splash damage moving forward. We can see that there's a lot of units down here for Aurora, taking down that one Ultra, but still it's a divided army for Spyte. That's going to make it easier to go ahead and take that. Look at the Ultras getting caught up by those roaches. That's going to be unfortunate, but Fungal is going down, and now we're going to see death to those Ultras. Oh god, Roach Hydra destroys Ultras. Now Spyte's down to 68 food. Aurora's at 141, and oh god, if Aurora wins, we're gonna game number 3, and I may pass out. I have to grab food no matter what's next. That's gonna be unfortunate for that. But look at this huge spine crawler count for Aurora. Aurora still has 55 drones on the field. Now we have a lot of units going down. We can see this main base actually mined out one of those extractors. Still, a lot of roaches are burrowed here, and here we go. We've got the Broodlords. 2 more Broodlords over there as well. 4 Broodlords. This is going to be an end game timing. That's the only way to put it. Endgame time is going to be happening fairly soon. Once these additional 2 Broodlords pop, then these 6 Broodlords are going to have to move in, and there's not that much of an answer from Spyte. Look at the unit station. We do see that Spyte's only got 2 Infestors, and that's the only anti-air that Spyte has. Those Broodlords will be able to move in, attack, and just deal so much damage. The one advantage that Spyte has right now is the fact that Spyte's hive tech is a lot more mobile. Also, it's going to run around, and if Spyte can buy time to get up enough units instead of just engaging AuRora, then that could be incredibly beneficial. However, there are 6 Broodlords moving across the map that look like they want to have a GG. And if Spyte GG's, then AuRora takes it to game number 3. So all of these Broodlords so slowly, ever so slowly, pushing forward, attacking, we're going to see death to those Roaches. They are 3-tier Roaches, which is impressive in itself, but AuRora's got +1 on these Broodlords attack. That's going to be a pretty big deal. As for the Broodlings, there's haha GG. That's the game timing, and we'll move on to game number 3 in just moments.